What's going on, everyone? My name is BoIt and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology action. Spawning in the left of the map, the blue color, playing Thor is the Mista. His opponent today playing Isis in the red color is the Magic. The Magic. That'd be so cool if his name was the Magic and the other guy was the Mista. You want to trip me up in words and names? That'd be the easiest way to do it. Just call two people the something with an M or the same letter, and I will trip up over it every single time. Not that I'm tripping up over it enough already. Anyways, it's 1-0 for Mista. This is the Age of Mythology Expert Tournament hosted by Vubly in conjunction with RTS Sanctuary. If you don't know who Vubly are, and you don't know who RTS Sanctuary are, and you're watching this video, and you're interested in Age of Mythology, please go and check them out, or even Age of Empires. Please go and check them out. They're in the link in the description box below in every single one of my videos. At least I think they are. If they're not, I'm bad and I should be doing that. But basically they are the community websites for Age of Mythology and Age of Empires. You can play Age of Mythology, Age of Empires on those games, and they are the best platforms to do so. Sorry, RTS Sanctuary is the community site. Vubly is the platform. They're the best platform for Age of Mythology, Age of Empires. So please, shout out to them, shout out to this tournament, shout out to AOL Iron Man for hosting it, and the donor who doesn't want his name known because he's a secretive person. I was going to use a different word, but I'm not going to say that. See, Pigsticker getting up for Mista. So this is a really interesting map. The map is Alfheim. I'm going to stop talking about random shit and I'm going to talk about a game. Isis. Best map for Isis in the game against Norse. Why? Because walls are so strong and gold mines like that and like that exist. The problem with this gold mine is there's a massive forest here, which is going to be difficult for him to get. He's going to have to wall off that location and that location to really secure it. But this gold mine over here is so nice. And the temple. Holy shit. Are we seeing, what are we seeing? Magic's got no clue. We're seeing Mr. Rush. This is going to be sick. Like, I don't know if it's going to work because there's a really nice back gold mine here. And has Mr. seen that gold mine? He doesn't know where the gold mine is, but he knows it's over this location. He's scouted it out and he knows. He knows that it's not in a location, which is nice. I am really interested to see what's going to happen here. I don't think it's going to work. That's all I've got to say. Mista's almost in the classical age. He's got 300 gold. Magic's got nowhere near. He's actually nowhere near the classical age. He's got 3 villages on gold, 7 villages on food. Is he going to put villages on wood? He is. He's also going to be putting... Oh, no, they're going into food. So he's actually going to be going really quickly. So if Magic can get to the classical age before he takes too much damage and gets out a couple of priests, he can even just go straight to the heroic age and SS Eclipse Mista. But Mista's going to retreat out of here. What's he going up through? He's going up through Freya. So there's a monument over here. I don't know. I can't tell because there's no gold mine. But that monument has a massive radius. So it's either that wood, or that. I think you can probably burn down that wood, but I don't think you'd really want to. It's really nice, actually. It's in a really nice position to stop Magic getting to that gold mine if you're trying to gold style over here. See a temple going up for Magic. Magic's seeing 100 food. Has he gotten hunting dogs? He didn't get hunting dogs. I see. This might be really good for Mista actually, because if he can get the gold stuff happening, if he can get the map control, I don't know what Magic's trying to do because he's got no upgrades, and I've never seen this before. It's like he's trying to make a read on the map. It's like there's not going to be much food, but that's a lie because there's plenty. He's got caribou over there, caribou over here, caribou over here. He needs to get 2 ox carts out. Ooh. He's got them queued up, so that's not going to be an issue. But those villagers are going to be needlessly walking, unfortunately for him. And Mista putting the aggression on, hitting the 420 classical age. going to attempt to pick up a couple of these villages and this location. If you can kill off the, oh no, the monuments in tower range from the town center. Really nice placement of that monument for Magic. And Mista going to be pushing in here, trying to take out the house, constantly producing her. So is he going to follow this up, or is he just going to build? I like to call this, because it's not Mediterranean, and I want to give you guys a history lesson here, because I gave you one last lesson. And what happened was, King, there's another one about Age of Mythology King, AOM King. King in the 2007 or 2008 or 2009 or 2010, one of those years, I know that's broad, but it was the Corn Tournament, and I did shoutcast one of those videos. If you haven't seen it, it's Isis vs Isis on Oasis, and a killer game between King and Magic. But they played a Zeus War in their first best of 3 series on Mediterranean, and King did a 2-pronged build on Mediterranean and gold starved so well, it was crazy. And this is what I like to call this. Whenever you build stuff on both sides of the map, it's called the King strategy. That's what it's called. I don't care if you think you made it up, you didn't. King did. Okay? Okay. Now that's sorted. Back to the game. We see Bast was reached for Magic. Magic doesn't yet have pickaxe, so he can't really do anything quite so worthwhile. Magic's now going to be looking for blood. He's got a couple of golden lions, and he's going to be trying to pick off some of these villages. Mista's just running around picking off a couple of those obelisk towers, and he's going to lose 1 or 2 villages here. Unfortunate for Mista, but really nice for Magic. Only losing 1 villager, however. Going to sacrifice that ox cart because he knows that's dead, and he's just run that around a little bit. I'm just interested to see what Mista decides to do and what Magic decides to do in response to what Mista decides to do. Like, he's going to attempt to cut these units off here, and I think he's going to manage to do so. And we see him trying to throw longhouses up so the units can't get through. That's so sneaky. I love it. And he's actually managed to pick off 1 Pharaoh and get the Odin's Wand relic as well. He's going to pick that up right away. Unfortunately, he couldn't pick off anything else because the tower was picking off the longhouse which is building. So he's just going to delete those. And the positioning of these longhouses is really interesting. It can either favour him or not favour him. Because at the moment he's using it as a wall, and I don't know if he's going to be building anything out of it. And he can always delete it. But if he decides to start building units out of it, it's going to be interesting to decide which side to use it on. Especially because this gold mine's over here. I just want to look at... Okay, so Magic scouted out both of these gold mines, so he knows exactly where he has to go. It should be... I think that this is the favourable position, just because of the wood here, but he can get out over here, and he can build stuff. So Magic's not even close to the... Well, he's actually pretty close to the heroic age. He just needs about 200 more gold and 300 more food, and then he'll be there. And he's got 15 villages on food and 8 villages on gold. Has he yet got pickaxe? He doesn't yet have pickaxe, which is a little bit unfortunate for him. He does have the resources to get it, and he is he's actually upgrading it. So finally at the 7-minute 35 mark he's managed to get that, which is a little bit slower than normal, but I have to put that down to the fact he didn't really have any hunt. And he's just sort of going to be attempting to garrison his villages in and getting that piece. So he's going to be hitting at about the 100, hitting the heroic age about the 8-minute and 40 mark. That gold mine is going to be pretty much done by the time that prosperity is gone. Going to have about 700 gold left on it. Generally what happens with prosperity is it'll take about 100 gold per villager in its time. So it's going to have 16 gold. I called it about 700, which is probably about right in terms of when he started it. I think that was about, yeah, I think that's about right. So he's going to get a Migdol, potentially a town center. So I'm actually, as much as I'd like to see Mista win this game, because I love to see Isis getting beaten by a really smart play, I don't think he's going to have the units to defend the gold. So he's not going to get a gold star. So what he has to do is think about going for a heroic age timing attack on either location which Magic decides to take with flaming weapons. If he can manage to do that, then that's going to be really nice. And we see Magic throwing up the Migdal Stronghold in a bit of a precarious location there. That's leaving this location really open, but the town center is going to be able to go up as well because Magic does have, we see, oh, I was off by 100 gold. As we see a Migdal Stronghold going up for Magic. Town center can also get built immediately, and basically it looks like any gold starve of Mista's going to go unheard of just yet. So I'm looking forward to see if it's going to try a timing attack, which it looks like it's almost in the heroic age. So really nice economic management there. 65 population is about correct. Throwing up that temple, he's got the armory up, and I think one more villager is all he's going to need. These villagers have got a nice dwarven gold mine over here. Town center is going up, but unfortunately for Mista, this town center basically means that any timing attack on this gold mine is not going to work, and I'll explain why. And the reason is mercenary. It's as simple as that. You can't do anything unless you've got a significant advantage to mercenary and a town center of an Egyptian player. So much as I've tried, whenever I try and attack, I do a timing attack, even if I've got the advantage, if I do a timing attack, I've got an advantage, but even if I've got a significant advantage, mercenary are just too strong. Egyptian OP. That's all I have to say. All I have to say on the matter. You see Braggy going for Mista. I think the best opportunity for Mista to win this game, now that Magic's got 2 town centers up on Mista, is to simply grab 3 town centers. I think Skadi probably would have been a better choice than Braggy. Yeah. So, no yet upgrades for armor upgrades for Magic. Mista's got the Pierce upgrade. He's got 400 wood in the bank, 600 gold, so he's going to be able to get out a battle boar and a town center at the same time, or a hill fort, whichever one he chooses to build. A couple of longhouses going up again. He's got a little bit of infantry hiding somewhere. He's got 1, 2, 3 infantry, 4 infantry, 5 infantry, so he can get up something relatively quickly. If he gets all of his infantry into a nice position, he's going for a town center right away. He's getting that battle boar out right away. And I think that a hill fort, possibly at that location would be good, but it's like Magic's just going to be pushing in now. Siege Tower pushing through. Once you've got the Siege Tower and the Chariot army up with a Scorpion Man and Ancestors Eclipse at 11 minutes, that's crazy. It's crazy, man. And we see that Mista's actually got quite a nice second gold mine, which is generally unheard of for a Norse player. Generally, normally what happens is the Egyptian player gets the nice gold mine, and the Norse player doesn't, and they get butt raped. just whenever I play Norse, that's what happens. Sad face. But anyways, enough of what happens to me. This push is actually really strong. Once you get 2 siege towers, an army of chariot archers and scorpion men, you can basically just auto attack. It's just the StarCraft 2 players say 1A and just win. But obviously, this is Mista talking about. He's not going to just let that happen. He's got 5 Hurster there. He's got flaming weapons, so he can definitely combat ancestors. But Magic's probably not going to go for that sort of 1A move. The hill fort's up, and the town center is what he's going for. We can see he's probably already spent the money for that. Yep, he's already spent the money for that. He's going in, he's going to take that, and he's going to try and take the game. We can see that Mista is probably going to trade locations. We could probably agree that that's probably Mista's and that's probably Magic's, or maybe the other way around. Doesn't much matter. They're both at a similar location away from the town center. You can actually see the triangle, bam, 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 and bam, bam, bam. So it's pretty standard, pretty normal layout. Not really any map screws whatsoever. But the big issue right now is Magic's got 3 town centers, Mista's got 2, and Mista is out of position to deal with this. And Magic's just going to push in and see if he can do this. But there's a wall here, and Ancestors Eclipse in this location here, even with that wall, you can't retreat out of that. Have to fight. Have to fight. And Magic's sitting at 127 population to Mista's 123. So the only thing that I would like to see before this fight commences is medium cavalry for Mista. If Mista gets out medium cavalry, then I think he can definitely win this fight. If he doesn't, then I'm putting my money on Magic for winning the game. Of course, if Magic gets off Ancestors Eclipse before Mista gets off Flaming Weapons, then that's another story. But he's only got the one siege tower, so you can always retreat away from it. We see Magic getting into this location, which is going to be crazy. We see Forest Fire is an option right here. No, it's not. He's used Forest Fire. He's going to try and pick off this siege tower, and he's probably going to try and bait the Ancestors Eclipse and then retreat out of it. Ancestors Eclipse goes off. Mista immediately retreats back, and this is where the biggest clutch moment of the game happens. What's going to happen only once? It's actually 2 siege towers. So if Mista can defend here and push back with an ancestor with his own flaming weapons, then he can survive, boom a little bit, and win the game with a early heroic age ballast to sort of play. But it looks like Magic's not really doing anything at the moment. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He's trying to pick off this location here. Actually, no, he's going to be attempting to pick off some villages or something. There's a bunch of Herso here, however. They're going to go to town on these ancestors as well as those Jarls. And looks like his army's actually a little bit out of position here. And one of those siege towers is sitting back here, not doing all too much. And there we go. There's the medium cavalry. There's the power spike of Mista. Mista going to be able to defend this. And I'm calling it right now. I don't think this is game over quite yet for Mista. Mista's going to be able to push back out through here as soon as that Eclipse goes down. I think you should engage with flaming weapons, and you should try and move some of his rain cavalry up to this location just to run around so that Magic can't retreat out. And it looks like Mista pushing in now. He knows that the Ancestors is down, and the issue now is whether Mista decides to push in here and win the game or not. He's actually going to retreat out. And we see the gold mine, the large gold mine, which he's actually acquired. He's got 2. What's he trying to do? Is he gonna? I'm confused. What are you doing, Mista? You're just letting Magic push through into your base? Or are you gonna try and pick off some houses and go for a base trade? Mista's. Let's just look at how much gold Magic's got. Magic's got 700 gold. So Magic can produce a bunch of mercenaries. You can see those queued up instantly as Mista's going in here. I don't know if this is a good idea at all. Oh no, that's so smart. You just made Magic waste 7 by 70, 100 and I don't know, math, 490 gold right there, and he's just gonna trade out of there. Oh, Mista, you're so smart, and he's just gonna pick off this siege tower. Oh, is he gonna lose the hill fort? Yeah, he does lose the hill fort. Hill fort for a siege tower, not worth it all, but he does have another hill fort up here to produce some of those units, and we see the mercenary of Magic just going to be able to be picked off. I don't know if firing them was the best idea. We could have just kept on running. And now the biggest issue is who's going to get to the Mythic Age. Is Mista going to the Mythic Age? He's not quite there. I think if he does, he can get out a bunch of Fenris Wolves and try and raid and pick off a bunch of units for Magics. And Mista's going to be able to now push into this location because Magic is so out of position right now, but I don't think he knows that. Does Mista see where... Okay, Mista now sees this army, so he can trade this location for this location. Actually, I don't even think that Magic has the army to pick off this because he doesn't have any siege towers there. So either Magic's gonna have to defend this with a couple of the mercenaries, or how much gold does he have? He doesn't quite have enough gold here yet to push this off, but Villager is going to be picking this location, going to be enough to rebuild that fortified town centers. It's probably going to be enough, and the Chariot Archers of Magic going to just come over and go to town. We see that Magic's struggling to rebuild this as a bunch of those villagers keep on getting picked off. I think that a good idea now for Magic. Oh, Magic's actually going through Osiris, which is going to be really, really, really good. He doesn't yet have City of the Dead. City of the Dead is an upgrade which gives Pharaohs a bunch more hit points, and conversely a Son of Osiris more hit points. And Flaming Weapons does go down with Mista sitting at 119 supply. No! This is game over for Mista. Unfortunately, if you ever use Flaming Weapons at such low supply, it means you're desperate. Son of Osiris now for Magic. Magic is going to be the victor as Mista taps out of this game. GG. My god. I just want to say that Mista tried everything he could. This matchup, this map, and this matchup is so favorable to the ISIS player, especially with those gold mines separated as they were. And I'll explain why. The fact that you give an Egyptian player 2 options, and one option has a town center next to it, so it's not even like you can say, okay, pick which one you have. I'm going to be able to defeat you there. Which, had Magic not had a town center next to his gold mine, then Mista may have been able to do a flaming weapons timing attack at the 11-minute 30 mark and win. He wasn't able to do that. So, I don't know. I think the only possible way that Mista could have gotten the advantage in this game was if I had a rewind function, I'd rewatch it, but I don't. I'll just sort of talk about it. There was a fight here when Ancestors Eclipse went down. And Magic's chariots were around about here, where I just put this box. And Mista had his army around about here. If Mista got his raiding cavalry, moved them out through this wooden wall, turned that to a gate, moved them over here, and then ran them around to this location to cut off chariots retreating, and then flaming weapons, got out a portable ram from his hill fort, destroyed the army of Magics, because you cannot fight a full population of flaming weapons Norse army at that stage of the game without Ancestors Eclipse or Son of Osiris. Then he push in, take this fortified town center, have 4 town centers to 2 town centers, then go to the Mythic Age, cast Fimble Winter, potentially, and then you have the game, if he could have done that. But I feel like too much went wrong, and he couldn't quite manage to pull that off, and that's just one way that Mista could have won. I don't feel like this matchup was so imbalanced that he couldn't have won. I feel like Magic played it phenomenally, and Mista just didn't have the right timings and the right grasp of this god to defeat Magic. Unfortunately, the map was too well in the favor of Magic in terms of this location, and then in terms of the fact that Mista couldn't quite catch the ISIS army with flaming weapons. Anyways, my name is BoIt. It's currently 1-1 in this best of 13 series. Please keep watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.